We're back with Real Deal Talk, ladies and gentlemen. And today, my guy, Moris Adato. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Correct.
What kind of name is that, by the way?
Spanish Inquisition kicked out to Turkey, Turkish Jew.
Because you don't have any specific look here.
No. I'm Turkish. I was born in Istanbul, Turkey.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Moris Adato. And Moris, I met last year. Was it last year or 2020? A couple years ago.
A couple years ago.
Wow. Yeah. He owns Cashco Pawn in, you got one or two locations?
Two locations.
Two locations,
City
okay.
Heights and Encanto.
So I've never interviewed a pawn shop owner.
Here we go.
Here we go.
It's going to get interesting.
Look at the bling, by the way, guys. Can you look at the ring? Did you see this, Spencer? Look at the ring. You see this? Look at the bracelet. Let me see the bracelet. Hold it up. Look at this, dude. I love that. So, and by the way, guys, it's not just like stuff that's used. He has brand new stuff. He's got designer purses over there, like all the good stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Designer shoes. I've gotten a couple of my Gucci's over there. I've gotten a couple of my just recently a red bottom over there.
Exactly.
Right.
Christian Louboutins.
Yes. Okay. But so, by the way, how do you pronounce that? What is the correct? You don't even know?
Christian Louboutin, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was Louboutin. Christian Louboutin?
Kind of like Louis Vuitton?
Yeah, right. No?
No idea. I think it's Christian Louboutin.
Yeah, whatever. Just red bottom sounds better,
Exactly.
right? All right, so Moris here. So I'm looking forward to this, man, because I literally know nothing about Moris other than the fact that he owns the pawn shop and he's a super great guy. You were introduced to me through Dr. Matt.
Correct.
You were on his adjustment table at True Chiropractic, and you had some issues and said, I need a new bed. I think did you come over right from his place that day? I can't remember.
We made an appointment.
You made an appointment, okay.
I came in with my wife a day or two after.
Got it, okay. And how's that been treating you, the sleep system, what we call, remember the sleep system?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I can't go back. I can't sleep in normal hotels anymore. That bed what's it called?
The zero gravity.
The zero gravity and the massage on my feet, and forget about it.
Oh, yeah. You see, guys, you hear this? They all know. They know where to go.
Yeah.
All
now I
right.
have to start taking my mattress with me when I go like you do.
I told you, bro. You're like, because
addiction.
At first you're like, this expensive? Really? I'm like, trust me, man. You're going to get it within 30 days. And now you get it.
Oh, Toyota, Mercedes, Toyota, Lamborghini. You know,
exactly.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a
No comparison.
It's a Lamborghini of beds, folks. Let's go. Get on the program. All right. So here's what we're going to do, Moris. The show, we're going to get to know you a little bit, and people are going to watch me get to know you on camera, live here.
That's fine.
Well, recorded, but you know.
I've got no secrets.
But on the fly. So talk to me about, where were you born and raised?
So I was born in Istanbul, Turkey.
Okay.
I was there till the age of 7. So I was there till first grade. And then from there, my parents decided to move to United States. My uncle had a scoliosis surgery here in San Diego, UCSD, back in the day for 8 hours.
Yeah.
When he was done, they told him, like, you can't go back for a year. We need to keep you here for, what do you call after surgery?
Post-op?
Post-op stuff.
Yeah.
So my parents came to visit him, and my dad fell in love with San Diego. He was like, what is this? This is paradise.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Little did he know that in the United States, it's the land of dreams, but the land of hard work at the same time. And whack, smacked him in the face. So I was here when I was 7 years old. Didn't know English, didn't know Spanish. Got thrown into a Latin Jewish community that only spoke Spanish, basically. And in school, everyone only spoke English. So I was bullied a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was 7 years old to about 14 when I grew.
Yeah.
Because at 14, I grew to about 5'8" when everyone else was still 5'2".
Yeah.
You know, so.
And what school was this?
Hillcrest. Hillcrest in Chula Vista. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
And then they put me in a private school, Hebrew day school. Didn't last too long inside there.
No, why not?
It was just a little too religious for me at the time. Right now,
yeah.
it's a lot different, but at that time, it was a little too religious for me, and I just didn't fit in. I was a little bit of a rebel.
Yeah.
And with my ADD, ADHD, all that other stuff that we, tag on our kids these days.
Yes.
I didn't go get medicated. I just went to a different school.
Right.
And got to do other things. So I go to the swap meets on Saturdays to work with my dad, and they kept me busy.
And you have one brother?
I have one brother named Igal. He's a pawn leader. He's
Yep.
I guess a life coach, you could say.
Yep.
And then I have one younger sister as well, Daisy.
Daisy, okay.
Sweetheart. Yep.
I met Igal, obviously, because you referred him to me, because
Yeah.
now he's sleeping in the promised land of sleep, a real deal sleep system, right?
Exactly. Now we got to get Daisy in there.
We got to get Daisy on here.
Exactly.
I'm sure she's got some stories to tell, huh?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
All right, so your brother, now, sorry, is he younger or older?
He's 5 years younger, so
Oh, he
we're each
is?
5 years apart. I'm the oldest.
And so he was 2 at that point when you got here, right?
Yes.
You were
Yes.
5.
Yep.
Sorry, 7.
Yep.
Now, talk to me about now the swap meet. What was that all about? What were you? What
Well,
was
my
your
dad
doing?
came here with a bunch of money. He didn't know what to do with it.
Oh, really?
So he opened up a couple of different businesses that failed. Like in Turkey, if you open up a good restaurant,
Yeah.
people come from all over the place. Back in the 80s, when we first came here, that wasn't a deal. People went to restaurants for convenience. Now we drive to good restaurants. You
Right,
know, it's
yeah.
a little different.
Yeah.
So he opened up a restaurant, dropped, I don't know, $500,000 back in the day into it, lost it. Opened up a clothing
Here in San Diego.
Here in San Diego, yeah, in Chula Vista. And then he did clothing business, and that kind of went really good, and then went downhill. Things happened that he didn't know the culture, so the learning,
Yep.
experience was hardcore. Then later on, I mean, at the same time they had a money exchange house in San Isidro, so they exchanged pesos to dollars, and I'd go work there.
Yeah.
I started working there when they opened up a pawn shop.
So your dad. Hold on.
My dad passed 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But he opened up 9 pawn shops in San Diego.
Really?
Yeah. He still owns. I mean, we still own 9 stores in San Diego. It's called Express Pawn.
Express
My
Pawn.
uncle runs it, Israel Adato. He's the one who runs the entire deal.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what? Go back to the trading money thing. And what was that?
Well, this is a money exchange home, like currency exchange.
This was a business.
There's about 30 of them on the border of San Diego. So all the Latino community from Mexico comes across, change their pesos to dollars. Americans go down or back and forth. They work here. They go back to Mexico. They change their dollars to pesos.
Right.
That's the entire business.
So you just get a split off of it? Is that how that works?
Yeah, a small percentage in the middle.
Yeah,
The buy
of course.
and sell are just a little bit of a fragment of an exchange rate, as you would call it.
And so is that one of the first businesses that your dad? Outside the restaurant, the clothing. Then
Yeah,
you did
that was a successful one that kind of kept on going. My grandfather would run it. He'd be in and out of those businesses. So my dad was an entrepreneur. He
Yeah.
couldn't stay in just one
Clearly.
little business, kind of like myself.
Yeah.
He split himself into a lot of different places. So one of the things they did was, the money exchange. And then they tried different businesses to see as it was going. Because it was almost like automatic. It was kind of working on its own with their
Yeah.
employees and stuff. So they're kind of like, hey, the 3 brothers,
Yeah.
the father, they're like, let me just try this and try this. And
That
that's
was
what
the
they would do.
golden goose, bringing the money in,
Exactly.
keeping the flow while you could try other things.
That's exactly right.
And then, so when was the first pawn shop you opened?
Oh, goodness. I must have been 16 years old.
Yeah.
So that was 30 years ago.
How many businesses had he tried prior to the pawn shop?
Probably about 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah, different things.
And
Made money, lost money, made money, lost money, made money. I mean, we went from, a small little apartment, 2-bedroom with all of us, to nice big home, to about to lose the home,
I'm
and back
laughing.
to an apartment, and then bigger home, and then, that's kind of the 80s.
It's kind of business.
It is.
Wouldn't you say?
Ups and downs like crazy.
I was just talking to the guys about this. It's always ups and downs.
And as an entrepreneur, you almost get excited about it.
It's like
the family might not get excited about it, but it's adrenaline.
well, you're like, here we go again.
Yeah.
Right?
How am I going to get through this one?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Or how can I ride this to the next level and take it to the next level and another level above that? And you take risks and you go, oh, okay, hold on. Let's
Yeah.
go back up again.
I mean, I was just telling them right now, because the way our economy is right now, society right now, everybody's freaking out. In retail, I feel the pinch immediately. I'm like,
Well, I
here
just
we
got interviewed by Fox Business News.
Yeah.
Financial with, can't remember his name at the moment, but Jamie something from
Yeah.
Fox News in the morning.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it. It's just unpredictable craziness. No one knows where to hold the money or invest the money. You want to put it into gold and silver. You want to put it in the stock market. People are making money, losing money left and right. So it's a very, very weird time.
weird.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Because it's like in my side, straight retail, I feel it immediately.
Yeah.
immediately people start complaining about stuff that they bought years ago.
They want their money back.
Seriously. It's like, whoa, because it's like, isn't that just... And then all of a sudden they start, I don't know, like you said, they don't know what to do with their money.
That's exactly
Stock
right.
market took a crap.
Well, also, you're hearing it from everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on to your money, here it comes. And all this fear-mongering going everywhere that's leading the mentality of the American household.
Yes.
I mean, from TikTok to Instagram and Facebook, and hold on and save up and hold your food and stock your food because this is coming, World War III, da-da-da. Scares the crap out of you.
Yes.
Truly.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's...
World War, oh my God, World War III is about to happen now. Well, who's saying World War III is going to happen? Like, you don't know until it happens, right?
Yeah.
You want to be prepared, have some food along, have some cash in your safe, and go along with your life.
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right?
Yeah, if
And
not, you're going to cause a crash.
Yeah.
Well,
if
everyone panics.
The media can causes the crash by
That's
just
the way
the mongering. Dude, I love that you're saying this because it's like as an entrepreneur for almost 20 years now, it's like, okay, beautiful. Okay, here we go again. How am I going to get through this, right? How am I going to weather the storm?
Well, 20 years. That's our anniversary this month, actually.
Is it really?
20-year anniversary for Cashco.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So mine's I think about 19 to be technical. No, 18 to be technical on my end. Wow. Dude,
It's huge.
Huge.
And in the pawn shop, I mean, it's like you need money, you don't need money. People come and take their stuff out. They don't. When this whole Biden started giving everybody money, which was help the economy out, everyone came and take their stuff out. So my business,
so the stuff that you had taken as collateral,
correct,
to loan money,
exactly. People came to take it out. They gave me all my money back plus the interest they paid. They took their stuff out. So I don't make money when I don't have money out in the street. I'm a collateral lender.
Yeah.
When I lend money out, that's when I make money. So for a year and a half, I was like, okay, twiddling my thumbs. When are my people going to come back and borrow some more money? I don't want the economy to be bad.
Right.
That's not my purpose in life.
Yeah.
But that's where I make business. I mean, when people borrow money from me, that's why. And California is the lowest interest state, so it's not like I'm gouging people for money.
Yeah.
You borrow $100, you pay $120 after 4 months. I mean, come on, it's very, very little money. But at the same time, now it went crazy. The last year, all those people came back and then some.
And then
I'm hitting
some.
records of how much I'm
Really?
loaning out in a month. Like, I'm calling my investors, be like, hey guys, need another $100K, need another $250,000. It's just going nuts.
You're
People
kidding me.
need money right now. I mean, there's going to be another stimulus I heard for gas or something that's coming up pretty soon.
Right.
But no, right now people need money. The people that have money are holding on to money. So those projects, my customers are the pool builders, the landscapers, the blue collar workers, people that work paycheck to paycheck, the guys you see at Denny's, you see the people you see in restaurants, waiters, waitresses, everything, normal human beings. I don't have crime-infested customers coming in all day long that people think like in the movies. It's 99.9% blue-collar workers, and then some business owners trying to make, payroll or whatever they need or investments to buy something else. The people with the real money are either holding on or investing in ways to make even more money.
Correct.
So the normal stuff like, hey, let's build a pool. It was huge. Now it's kind of like slowed down a little bit, but it's weird. And the ultra rich are also actually building pools. So some of my customers they're busy.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Like you
Weird,
said.
right? And so when did you see the big spike of people bringing their stuff back to get loans again? When was the big spike? How long ago? Recently?
When our government stopped giving the checks, about 3 months after that. That's how long it took.
That quick?
Well, you'd be surprised. A lot of the people spent the money they were given.
Of course.
So I had customers coming in. It was my best sales year ever.
Like actual sales.
Actual sales. So what I made in sales covered what I was losing in the pawn area. I'm talking triple, like 3 times the sales I would normally do in 2018, 2019. So people were spending that money. So when you spend the money you're given and then there's no money 6 months later, the grasshopper and the ant, you're just stuck with no money again. If there's no job, you got to prepare.
So you're telling me that all these people that got all this money, they didn't actually spend it on the home and food and things, the necessities of life. They just went out and bought luxuries.
Well, you'd be surprised. I don't want to say everybody, but a lot. And a lot was given to people with money.
Yeah.
I don't listen to me, government, but I didn't need the money and I got it.
Yeah.
I could have been without it. It wouldn't have affected my life. Fortunately, I'm blessed that way. But so we used it and we just saved it.
Crazy, man.
What do? You help others in the time of need, but people have to help themselves as well and save a little bit. But everyone spent money. Everybody got too much money, and it was just a spending frenzy.
And so I heard, because I have friends that work over at like Louis and Gucci and everywhere, they said they've never been busier in their lives. So people were just going to the luxury stores, bro. Right?
Yeah.
With these checks.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
It was big money. It was big money.
Yeah,
they were making more money than they were making in normal months, which you're supposed to grab that money and hold for the next, 6 months, 8 months, a year, whatever you can make it last for food, resource, all that stuff. But us humans, we like to buy things.
Us humans.
Well, we do. We like the luxury stuff. We like to go buy. When you get extra money in your hands, you go spend it sometimes,
I love it. All right, let's get back. So we're age, let's go back to elementary. Then you said when you started growing, give me some stories from your childhood that you can remember, like when your dad was going through give me the swap meet story. You said you would go to the weekends with him.
Yeah.
What age were you there when you started going to the swap meet and helping out?
I think it was like 12, 13, 14, those ages right there. I mean, he had me right next to him at 4 a.m. in the car, making a line, putting up a booth and trying to make things happen. We were selling anything from these scissors that would cut chicken, but it wouldn't cut your finger. He imported these weird, cutlery stuff that people would just buy, and anything he can get his hands on, any lots that he can buy in a bulk, inexpensive fashion.
Yeah.
And we'd go in the weekends, we'd go sell at the swap meet. While during the weekdays, he'd work the other business.
And so when did you realize, you were obviously, and I want to talk about, we're going to get onto this as well, this topic of how, we're programmed. All of us are programmed from day one. And the premise of my podcast is we were all born to win, but we're all programmed to lose from day one by our system. Okay? Correct. So your family obviously programmed you from very early on, whether he was trying to or not, you were programmed to be an entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So talk about that. Like at what point you're like, ooh, like you didn't know any other. You didn't know, okay, I should go get a job.
Well, at the age of 15, my mom was already taking me to SeaWorld to go get a job.
Yeah.
And you had to be 16 to actually work there. And she'd lie to them, to tell them I'm 16 until I had to show ID.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I was already hired by SeaWorld at the age of 15. And they were like, I'm sorry. Like, you're not 16. I'm like, I know. My mom said I was, like I was like embarrassed almost. But my mom was like, you got to work. There's no laying around here after school doing nothing. You did your homework. Now you got to go work. I went. One summer, I went door-to-door sales selling Yellow Page ads. They would pick me up on a bus, like a little white bus, with about 10 other kids. They drop us off on one block and pick us up on about six blocks from there. And you'd have to go door-to-door knocking and try to sell Yellow Page.
What age was this?
Not Yellow Pages, Union Tribune, sorry. I was 15 and a half, 16 years old. As soon as I turned 16, I can get a job. My mom was like, go. You got to work. It wasn't just about school. It was about work.
About work.
Yeah.
And then what, so your parents stayed together the whole time?
Oh, yeah.
So give me the dynamic of the home. Dad
was never around. He was working constantly.
Yeah. Talk to me about that.
6 days a week, would leave at 9 a.m. and 9 o'clock at night, he'd come back at home. Because he'd be working all day long.
All day.
6-7 days a week sometimes.
And then Sunday, were you guys churchgoers at that point?
Oh, no, we're Jewish. So we would go Friday nights, we'd go to synagogue. Every Friday night there was a dinner. So the entire family would be together every single Friday night. I couldn't go to football games. High school football games, forget about it. It's Friday night. It's Friday family night, period.
That's it.
That was end of discussion.
Yeah. When
the dinner's over, you want to go. I mean, this is at 17, 18 years old. My friends are like, dude, where are you? I'm like, I'm at family dinner. Unless it was like homecoming or something major, I couldn't get out of it. And that's the way we have our kids too now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, unless it's a special deal,
That's a really special
this
deal.
Is, every Friday night we get together. Even from then, we get together with the entire family. I'm not talking about like just the immediate family. We'd have 30 people at home. Either my house, my uncle's house, my other uncle's house. Like, we were constantly having a lot of people at dinner. And this is the way we grew up.
Yeah.
My wife is the same. And we met at the Ken Jewish Community, which is like a Saturday organization for Jewish kids. Her family was the exact same way. 30 people at Friday night dinner. Tonight is the night before Yom Kippur for Jews. So tomorrow we fast for 26 hours. No water, no food, no anything. For 26 hours. That's Yom Kippur.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's the reason for the fasting?
To get closer during prayer. It takes you to a different spiritual level.
Right.
You're asking for forgiveness, for the whole year.
Yeah.
And trying to be written the book of life, on a positive note. So you pray all day long. You're in synagogue.
This is
tonight.
So this is all day tomorrow.
All day. Well, it starts from tonight at sunset.
Do you go to work tomorrow?
No, I don't work tomorrow. No, it's a day off completely. Shut down, phones off, in synagogue. Prayer all day long. So
you're going to be in the synagogue?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Praying the whole day?
Yeah. Tonight we have about 30 people at my house. We're hosting the pregame, you can call them?
Yeah.
But yeah, our food. My wife's cooking at home right now. She's got a big old, 20-pound lamb shank. She's just cooking up and a whole bunch of things. So people eat, before, and we eat good, obviously, to last the 26 hours. Because it's not 24. It's kind of like when sun sets to the first star appears. So it's about an hour and a half after the sunset time.
So it goes from this evening at sunset.
Correct.
Which is about 6:30ish?
Yeah. Till tomorrow night, about 7:30, almost 8.
So then do you guys party again? Like, not party, but eat again? Like, that you all get together?
It's not that party when you fasted for 26 hours. You eat light, it is. But we all get together again at someone's house. It's going to be at my mother-in-law's house now.
Oh, really?
She's going to have about 30 people there to break the fast. Yeah.
And do you guys drink too? Like any alcohol?
Not pregame.
Not pregame.
Because you don't want to be hungover. You don't want to be thirsty. You're preparing for a fast.
Yeah.
So you don't want to eat too salty. You drink a lot of water. And you do this since the age of 13 when you turn bar mitzvah for boys and 12 when they're, girls. So it's an intense prayer. It's a day of coming into your own head. I mean, we don't do that too often in life.
We don't.
People that meditate do. I don't meditate enough, obviously, but this is intense. This is as intense as when you're about to go on the field for something. Yeah. Imagine that for 20 hours. I mean, you get to a different level when you're fasting.
Yeah.
That there's nothing else but you and your head in your headspace and prayer and God. You just connect direct.
That's why fasting is such a big thing in the church.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
You also fast.
Yeah.
Amazing.
No, I've done it in my lifetime, but it's never for me. I've never done a fast for any spiritual, religious reason.
Oh,
I've done it for dieting and cleanses. I've done it for cleansing my body and detoxing.
Same thing.
Right.
You're cleaning your church. This is your temple.
Yep.
Right.
And I know what you're saying because it's a spiritual thing because you get so in this zone of just like where you can just do anything. Your energy, it's like crazy.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, it definitely is a different headspace.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Because once you get past the pain of the hunger, and you just get on autopilot.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you're older and you do it every single year, you kind of get used to it. You see the kids, though, 14, 15 years old, they're all fainting. Not fainting, but they're like all weak. You're like, okay, drink some water. You're not going to make it.
Give them a little bit of water.
Of course. I mean, you want them to feel the fast without suffering. It's not about suffering.
Yeah.
It's about getting to that headspace. But
and so, all right. So go back to swap meet. Give me the swap meet stories. You see, I keep going back to the swap. I used to love the swap meat.
It's a hustle.
A total hustle.
I remember from when I was 13, 14 years old. I'm like, come here, sir. And my broken English. And like, come here. I have scissors that cut chicken, not your finger. Like just putting the scissor on my finger, going like this. Like. You did everything, you're just like selling. That was the biggest thing. I remember that like profoundly selling these scissors that were multiple colors. They came from somewhere in Europe. And my dad would like look, and he'd have a chicken there, and he'd cut the chicken, and he put on his finger, and it wouldn't cut the finger. It was like the most spectacular thing. I thought it was amazing, and people would just buy it like
What
buy
was
it for
the trick
themselves.
behind this? What was
There was no trick. It actually worked. They were like they weren't as sharp like scissor edges, so they were like squared edges.
Yeah.
And they would like hit each other, so it just would cut the chicken. It just wouldn't cut your finger. It was like weird. Like one of those things. I didn't
How much
get
were
it.
these things? Do you remember how much it was?
I don't remember.
I don't.
It must have been like
$9.99 or.
I think it was under $10.
Yeah,
It had to be under $10.
That's my price point right off the bat. $9.99,
Yeah.
under 10.
Yeah, and back in that day, maybe it was like $5.99 or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that. But
true.
it was one of those deals that you have to really pull people off the walk. I mean, you have swap meet.
Right.
1 million people walking past you at all times. The thieves trying to pickpocket some of these things, that are on your counter. Trying to, hey, look at that thing back there and try to take it. It was an intense time. I would love it because he'd let me walk around.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, and he'd give me like for working there all day long, I get like $10 or something like that, or for being there since 4 a.m. till noon, or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever we ended at. He'd give me like $10. He's like, go find something. Go, and I'd walk the whole swap meet by myself and see what I can find, what kind of trinkets, and sometimes I'd buy things and I'd sell them to my friends and make money. I think that's where it kind of started.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. At what point did you realize that you wanted to be, and you obviously at this point you didn't even know what the word entrepreneur was, but you wanted to own a business, or you wanted to actually be a business owner of some sort? When did you?
I think we were about 16, 17 years old with my now brother-in-law. We go to the swap meet and sell his father's stereo stuff because his father was an importer of stereos, and still is one of the biggest ones in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, he exports stuff to Mexico. like stereo systems from here, Blaupont and Orion and all these other names. And we just take all the ones that wouldn't sell, and we just go to the swap meet and sell speakers and amplifiers and all this other stuff. And that was our hustle.
So you did that at like age 16?
I think so. Yeah, 16, 17 years old while we were in high school.
And then to keep going because you got give me the.
Well, it wasn't a business maker. We weren't the entrepreneur where we're going to create a business out of this and stuff.
Yeah.
We were just trying to make money for
Just
the
a side
weekends,
hustle, just a hustle.
just a party.
Yeah.
I mean, we were the kids that always had money because we'd always work.
Yeah.
All the other kids asked their parents for money. We had a couple $100 in our pocket at all times because we were always working.
Yeah.
And
that's
we
a lot
never
of
did
money.
anything illegal. We never did anything shady. It was always, hey, what can I find to sell to someone? From point A to point B to make money.
That's right. And so, what was I going to ask you? As far as so your friends, what was your reputation? Because you guys always had cash on you. Did they think you guys were shady?
No, they were always.
They knew you
the
were just
drug
working.
dealers always. We already know who they were. Growing up, you always knew who the kids of the. I grew up in Chula Vista, so Chula Vista down in South Bay were a lot of the kids of the narcos back in the day.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they come in with their BMWs and their.
No way.
Oh yeah, that's the way. We just knew that was happening. We couldn't put our finger on it, but that was the lifestyle back then.
And these were 16, 17-year-olds, 18?
Yeah, they were the kids. They weren't the drug dealers. They were the kids of the big drug dealers back in the day. So we knew which ones they were. We were I guess we had a good name.
Yeah.
We were like the Jew crew.
The Jew crew?
We didn't mess things up. We didn't, trash parties. We were good kids. We were just hustlers. We just liked to buy and sell stuff. Like we go to swap meets and buy things and sell things and go to our parents' stores and work. Like after that swap meet deal, I'd go to my dad's store and work after school, the weekends, and I wanted to make money.
Yeah.
For Saturday night partying. I mean, it took some money to go party.
For
So
Saturday night party,
yeah, you had to work at least 3 days a week plus a Saturday morning, and then you're golden.
Yeah, you're good to go.
You're good to go.
You're good to go. And so talk to me about SeaWorld. So why did Mom, if you're working at the pawn shop, if you're working here.
Oh, that was before the pawn shop.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that was 15 and a half years old. And she goes, she wanted me to work that summer in
And
SeaWorld.
so did they let you in even though you were younger?
No.
They didn't?
So I went through the whole hiring process, went through the training, got my uniform in my hand, and it was time to give the documents. So you had to present the ID and documents, and it's 15 years old. All I had was a passport. I didn't have driver license or anything like that. So we gave the passport, and they're like, "You're not 16 yet." It's like it was the summer. I was turning 16 in November.
Yeah.
And so I was 15 and a half or whatever it was. And they're like, sorry,
They wouldn't let it.
it's the law. My mom was like, he's almost 16. What are you talking about? Like, let him work.
He wants to work.
He wants to work. Let the kid work. He's like, no, sorry, we can't. HR, this and that. So I was like, okay. It's okay. I was a little embarrassed. I already had all the gear almost. They already gave me my uniform to work, you know?
And so you never worked at SeaWorld?
Never worked at SeaWorld, but I worked at McDonald's.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
What age was that?
17, I want to... No, older. 18, 19.
Oh, really?
I was looking for a job. I couldn't find a job. And I got out of the house for a little bit. You know, I had a tiff with the family.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, with my dad, and he kicked me out of the house. Well,
what happened? Drugs?
No, girlfriend. Didn't like the girlfriend at the time. I was just not spending any time at home, always on that side. You know, like I was being that kid that was in love, that just didn't want to be with the family, want to be with the girlfriend the whole time.
Of course.
And they resented it for that. She wasn't bad. It was just the whole ordeal. And then I talked back to my dad, and I kind of grew a pair, and I thought I could, you know, talk back to my dad and tell him, you know, my life is my life. And he said, well, no, your life is my life at the age of, you know, 17 or 18, whatever it was at that time, while you're still living in my home. I'm like, well, I don't want to live in your home. This was on a drive home. And he opened the door and said, go, you don't live in my home anymore. He just like kicked me out of the house.
And so were you in the car?
I was an idiot.
You were in the car?
I was in the car. And he literally dropped me off on Telegraph Canyon in front of the McDonald's.
He said, all right, go. You're out.
Yeah, okay, you don't want to live in my house? Go. I'm like, all right. I thought I was, you know, I don't know what I thought I was. I was 16, 17 years old.
Where did you go?
To my girlfriend's house.
At this point, how old are you now?
40, about turn 48 next month.
Nice. Good job, buddy. 48, young buck.
Yeah.
So at this point, there's no cell phones, right?
Of course not. You go to a payphone at that time.
So did you have to go call her?
Of course I did. Hey, this and this happened. She picked me up. I ended up living in her garage for about a month.
You went through with this?
Yeah, I did, because ego, kid.
What did mom say?
Mom was devastated. Probably put 10 years on her life. She hated it. She was like, fights with my dad. It was horrible. I was a stupid teenager. In perspective, I'm like, what an idiot. But that taught me a lot of things, and it taught me to be humble, because when you don't have anything at that age, you're like, you have to beg for things, and you have to go get a job, and no one's gonna hire you. It's difficult to get a job at that age.
Yeah.
So I went to work for McDonald's, and I was flipping burgers, in the back.
So this is when this happened?
Oh yeah. Oh, it was all like downhill. It was all
downhill.
Yeah, because you're fighting with the family. When you're fighting with your family, and you're not respecting your dad,
yeah,
and you're not putting them at the level they are, bad things happen. Bad things happen. Thank God it wasn't worse. I didn't go the wrong way.
Right.
It only lasted about a month or so. But I did.
Thank God you weren't like into drugs and went on this drug thing, right?
Nope.
Right?
Never did that. That was one of those things that my mom always put in our head. Oprah Winfrey was really good at that. She taught my mom that kids can be on drugs and they can ruin their lives. So she made sure we were never on drugs.
And so, the parents of the girlfriend, were they like, okay, we can take you in? Like, how did they?
Yeah, we can take you in our garage. Like, you're not sleeping inside the house. They were respectful people as well. For a certain amount of time.
Was the garage already a room?
Oh, there was like a little room in the garage. There was like a little
like a man cave of some sort, maybe.
I don't know if I would call that
like. Did
a
they
man
throw a
cave.
bed in there?
Basically, a mattress. There was like a little I wouldn't call it a guest room, but it was like a little 5x10 little room with a bed on it.
And so you stayed in there.
I did.
Oh my God.
I did. Every night I slept there, I would be like, oh God, what am I doing? What am I doing? Exactly.
How long did you hold out? About a month?
About a month.
And then what did you do? You called? How did that go?
No, my uncle came. My uncle Israel that runs all the pawn shops.
Yeah.
He came and he was like, you're being an idiot. No, he almost smacked me. Like, you're destroying your family. Your mom's crying. Like, stop this. I'm like, what do you know? Get out of here.
Yeah, it's my life.
Exactly. And then like a day later, I kind of realized, okay, I'm messing up here. Let me go talk to my mom. And I called her, and they took me back, and I apologized and all that stuff. So
you hadn't contacted them at all? Like, did you talk to your mom still during the month?
I think I did. I can't remember back then. But I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
I'm sure I called my mom. Hey, I'm okay. This and this. And she's like, when are you gonna come home? And all that kind of stuff. But
And were you going to school at this point, like high school?
I was. Yeah.
High school.
Yeah. I was in Bonita Vista High School. Well, actually, at that time, no, I was done with school.
You were
I was
done
18,
with school.
And then when this
So you
happened,
were 18,
it
okay.
was already after I had graduated. I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
I barely graduated, by the way.
Why?
Because I couldn't focus. It was one of those things. I was all over the place. I mean, every time I focused, like I was an A student. Math,
Yeah.
I was an A student. Science, I'd be an A student. But I just wasn't in school. I'd ditch.
You ditched
I'd
school all the time?
leave. Yeah, all the time, because I just didn't want to be there. But I did my senior year. I completed 2 years of school because because there was that pressure of graduating with my class,
Yeah.
with my friends of our community.
Yep.
There's a lot of pressure there, and if I didn't walk down that podium or up the podium when you get your diploma with my class, it would have been devastating for my parents as
Yes.
well. So that pressure was there. So my senior year, I basically did 2 years of high school during the day and night school.
To catch up.
And I caught up everything, and I got my diploma with my class. And I was done.
And so then, as soon as you graduated, what was did you already have plans? Because are a lot of your classmates like, okay, we're going to college? And
Oh, yeah. I tried.
what do you mean you tried?
There was a Southwestern College in Chula Vista,
Yeah.
right in front
Oh,
of
yeah.
Bonita Vista. I tried. I enrolled. I said, I'm going to turn my life around. I'm going to do college thing. I go in. There's 50-something people in a class and some guy lecturing down at the bottom. I'm looking around like I'm not even paying attention. I'm like, I'm out of here. There's no way I'm going to do this. So literally after a couple of weeks in college,
That's it.
I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. So that's when I went to my dad. I'm like, Dad, it's not for me. I need to work, And at that time I had already worked for...
Who made you go to college? Did they say, let's try it? Or you said it?
No, I
You
said it. I said because all my friends were going. So it was a little bit of pressure.
All right, so let's talk about that, because the larger percentage of households and families are still saying, even to this day, because this is way back when college was actually was a thing. Now people are still saying, oh, college is still a thing. You need to go to college to get a good job. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Most people are still doing that, the programming, right?
Correct.
So your parents didn't. Is that correct? Did they not programming or to say, hey, you need to go to college?
They tried, but I wasn't for college. They already knew it. So they probably pushed my brother more to go to college because it was that whole programming thing, like you say. It was pushed in our household, But
Got it.
But they gave up on it with me.
That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah, they're like, no, he's not going to do college, so go to work. Go get a job. I did McDonald's, J. Riggins. When I started working for my dad, that's when I really got really excited about jewelry. And when I started getting excited about jewelry, about a year into it, this is back in 97, is when I graduated from GIA, Gemological Institute of America. So it's like a technical school.
Yeah.
6 months of intense training on gemology, the science behind diamonds, rubies, sapphires, and jewelry.
Yeah.
I loved it. So since there was something I loved, and it was only one subject, and you look at stones all day long, and you're learning about the stones, the history, and all that stuff, I hooked onto that like a magnet, and I loved that. And the college thing just wasn't for me, but studying something I loved was. And that right there turned the programming off from my household. So my wife is an esthetician. I'm a pawnbroker. We're both successful. Well, my wife is, again, going to be successful because she's barely opening up her business again now.
Oh, yeah.
After 20 years of being a housewife.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we'll get to that in a second.
Yes.
But successfully, I've learned by making mistakes. So if you've spent $150,000 to $200,000 in college, right? I've probably made the same amount of mistakes in business to the tune of about that much money.
Yeah.
But I'm still successful.
Right.
So I've paid my mistakes. Yeah. I've paid my dues, because I didn't know some things that they probably teach in college. Like, I wish I could have taken some classes, like economics,
business management, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those kinds of deals, it would have probably helped me out a lot in life, but not the entire curriculum.
Right.
That wasn't for me.
No.
And I thought it was a waste of time and money.
It's crazy that because now we're deep into the information age, to where, in my opinion, college is kind of obsolete big time. Like the whole college route now is just, the majority of it just doesn't work. Like it's not going to set you up for massive success, other than getting a job and paying taxes for the rest of your life.
Well, I do believe that college is a necessity if you are going to be a doctor,
Right.
a lawyer,
Correct. Yep.
a financial analyst, something that
Specialized.
requires lots of years of training,
Yep.
where you can't do somewhere else.
Yeah. Specialized knowledge.
Correct.
Specialized. I
Exactly.
absolutely agree.
Yeah.
100%. But the all generic stuff, I mean, all it's doing is programming you to get a job to live paycheck to paycheck for the rest of your life, more or less.
Yeah.
Unless you do the specialized thing, right? We can go on a tangent on that forever.
Of course, and I believe. I mean, just like I said, I wish I would have taken some of those classes.
Yeah.
If I believe if you're going to go to college, you should take the classes that are going to benefit you for your future. So going into college at the age of 18, right after high school, I don't think it's beneficial because you don't know anything.
You have no
yet.
idea.
Yeah, go out there, go in the world, find some things, then go to college. Figure out what you want to do in life, then get trained for that.
Right.
For what you want to do, what you love. Because if you're not doing what you're loving to do, whether it's sales or it's medical, you're just going to be hating life.
Hating life. Committing what I call spiritual suicide.
Yeah, you got to be happy.
Yeah.
You got to be happy.
It's that simple. All right. So speaking of, go back to the when you said your dad. You said he worked as your childhood. You remember your dad working around
all
the
the
clock.
time. All the time.
He
worked hard and he played hard because when we went on vacations,
Yeah.
he was a different person.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he was happy. He was like relaxed, and it happens to me sometimes. I work hard.
Yep.
Then we go on vacations. My kids are like, "Oh my God, you're like a different person. You're like the Sultan. You're enjoying life and you're buying this and da da da." I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm happy." And when you're working, you're hustling, and you get tired when you get home. So, yeah.
So how did that dynamic work, like with your mom and the family?
Mom was dad.
Mom was dad.
Yeah.
All right, explain that.
Well, when your dad comes home at 9:00 at night, you're with mom from breakfast to dinner. So everything that happens, if you want to talk to somebody about something, or something's going wrong in your life, or if things are going good, the news, good news, bad news, everything, mom got it. The
Yep.
dealings with the school. Every time anyone had to go to school for meetings, it was her.
And so how did that work with their relation? Did they stay close? Was it just a known thing? Like how did the dynamic, because and you being a dad now, looking back, like
Yeah.
how are you with your kids now as far as what you work, because you work all the time?
I do, but I do get off at 6:00.
Okay.
I've the first 2 years of my career as a pawnbroker, when I opened up my store, I worked 7 days a week.
Right.
with my brother.
How many years?
2 years.
Yep. Okay.
And then the third year, we went to 6 days a week because I brought my brother on as my partner. I gifted him half my business because I didn't want to do this all by myself.
Igal.
Igal.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was my partner. And so we did 6 days a week for about 4 years,
Okay.
5 years maybe. When I started having kids, I was like, okay, well, I got to take a little more time off here and there. So we would take vacation, we'd take turns and all that stuff in the beginning. Well, my son, Niso, the oldest, is 17 now, was old enough to realize where dad was. I was home. I was home at 6:00, maybe sometimes 7, depending on what's going on in the temperature of the business times
Right.
at play. I was there. I was there at every conference. I was there every teacher-parent meeting. I was there at every sports event. I was there for everything, and I still am. I just took my second son, Amir, who's 15, to his wrestling meet. He's a wrestler. So I'm there, and I'll always be there. It's one of those things that my dad wasn't there all the time. My mom was there. I was greatly appreciative of my mom.
Yep.
She kept us busy. I mean, when school was over from a young age, it was like, okay, swimming's done. School's finished. Okay, here's your lunch that I packed you for after school, your sandwich, because we're going to a swim meet. You're doing swimming. If it wasn't swimming, it was gymnastics. If it wasn't gymnastics, it was ice skating. If it was ice skating, it was something else. We always had something going on. She always had us in something. And she was the bus driver. I mean, she literally picked us up, took my sister here, took my brother here. She was constant. She was our everything, you know. And my dad was just respected. He was a generous man. The whole community always looked at him. I mean, there's a lion behind you. And I'm looking at him. He's like looking at me.
Yeah.
You know, he's like watching what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah.
Watching how I'm acting. It's the constant. He passed 2 years ago, so
yeah.
It's just like I feel like his eyes are always on me.
Always.
And it's and it's weird because you talk about your parents, but in the highest regard, he was a man that was very well respected in the community for his kindness, for his giving.
Yeah.
So and my mom was that mom that was devoted inside the synagogue. She was the head of the women's group. You know, as we grew up, so she was our everything. So we had two amazing role models in life. You know, hard workers, backbreakers, entrepreneurs, never gave up, positive attitude. I know it was hard for them. I mean, to leave a country you're coming from, Istanbul, Turkey, and then come to a whole another country completely and to try to make it from nothing is not an easy feat for anybody, you know.
Crazy. So tell me about how did that bring you to the man you are today with your work ethic, your generosity? Because I know that you're huge in the community. I remember speaking to you a couple of times that you talked about some people that come into your pawn shop, how you even mentor some of the, let's call them, what do you call them, that are on the streets, kind of doing the street hustle thing, the illegal part of it?
Yeah, I try to talk them out of it. I mean, I guess to your question,
like your mom and dad, what did that instill? Like, how did that mold you?
Well, I try. My mom always said it. You know, you control your own brain, which controls your own destiny, right? So
that's right.
I try to model myself after that. It's hard to, obviously, but my dad is the business. You know, the person I aspire to be as a business person. Generous, good with the employees. I take care of my employees. Like none of my employees have left because I'm not. Because I'm cheap or I didn't give them a raise or something, you know, in that manner. If they left, I pray to God, it's always something better. Like, you want to leave my company, you better be making more money in an area that you're doing better in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The mentoring of the people that come into my pawn shop, obviously, they're good people. And a lot of them have to hustle because they have no other means. They've only been taught that. They've grown up in this society where they've been pushed into this thing and they made the wrong decisions. So if you can sit there and talk to them for an hour and, you know, you can get their attention and be like, hey, you're a smart man. You're a salesman. You know, you can sell anything to anybody, obviously, right? So why don't you turn this around and turn it into a business? You know, what's your passion? What do you love to do? What would you want to be when you're a kid? You know, I'd ask them these questions and try to inspire these little sparks in their mind. And maybe they'll sit there one day and be like, that guy was right, you know, and turn the corner. You know, because life's short. Next thing you know, you're going to be 40 years old. You can't be hustling dope. You'll be deader.
Yeah, or in jail.
Deader in jail.
Yeah.
So, and that's they know it. You know, the people I've talked to know this.
They know it.
So I'm like, if I can get them to that point sooner, you know, it helps them. It helps our society. You know, it saves a life. So, yeah.
And then talk to me along the way in business, because the first thing we started this podcast today was the interview is ups and downs, and give me some of the lowest of lows that you've had to forge through that you maybe didn't even think you were going to make it. Like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like, have you ever had those lows in business where where it was rough and things were happening and you had to struggle?
Yeah.
Hit me with some stories of what you've gone through,
I've run out of money.
Well, of course.
Yeah, but I sell money. You know, when you come to a point where a customer comes up to you and you don't have, you know, $1,000 in your bank account and you have to make a loan for $500, what do? You have to tell the person to go away. Thank God that's never happened to me, but it's been close. Like, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, turn around to my dad, turn around to my mom. I'm like, hey guys, I need, you know, 50 grand to make it through this time, you know. And it's not because of, I guess, faults of the business. It's because of the times there were more money needed than I had.
Yeah.
You know, and I couldn't turn people away. You know, I just couldn't. So I'd take everything in. I mean, people come in and they're like, can I, you know, pawn this, back in the day, my microwave oven? because I need $40 to feed my kids. This is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Microwaves were $200.
Right.
So I need to feed my kids. They're like, yeah, of course you can. Like, yes, of course you can. Yes, of course you can. Next thing you know, you look at your pile and it's almost done. You can't help the next person. So I've gotten to the point where there've been like 4, 5, 6 months where I'm really just struggling for money. Investors don't have the money. Couldn't get money loans from banks because we were a pawn shop, and it got pretty low there. It's headaches. You get home and you're stressed out like crazy. You start fighting with the wife because it's like you're in a bad mood. That's gotten pretty low there.
Yeah.
But besides that, I mean, thank God it's keeping that positive energy and
what's
having
kept you going through? Like, what's kept you?
The belief that it'll come out. Keep it optimistic. The belief that it'll all be good in the end.
Faith.
Yeah, 100%.
I've talked about this a lot. Number one word in business.
You have to keep the faith. You have to keep positive. You got to speak positively. If you're a constant negative Nancy and you're just sitting there, it's not going to business is bad. I mean, I meet people all day long and they just complain, so they don't know how successful they are. They sit there and they're like, it's a big thing in our community. Like, how's everything going? Oh, the struggle is hard. Everything's hard. Yeah. But they're making millions of dollars in the back end. I'm like, I don't believe in that. Like, you got to sit there and say to me, we're blessed. Thank God. Everything's going wonderful. And if it isn't, it's going to be okay. And you keep that positivity going and flowing, and it just works out.
Go further on that, because I've got guys that are in my life that they don't understand what I'm saying when I say you just have to have faith every day when you wake up that if you're doing good in this world, like if you're doing right by people, righteously, living righteously,
of course,
it's going to work out for you.
Most definitely.
It may be really hard right now, and you may not believe that right now.
It's the negative mindset.
Right?
You have to switch that off. There is no way you can be successful and have a negative mindset, because even when you are successful, you're negative about it. So it just does not work. When are you going to be thankful? When are you going to be, when do you say thanks for what I have? What is that called in the morning? They
Gratitude.
Gratitude. So you have to have gratitude every morning. I mean, you have to be grateful you woke up that day.
Exactly. Yeah.
People sometimes don't wake up after they sleep. There's a blessing or a prayer you say in the Jewish religion in the morning. Modeh lefanecha. Thank you, God, for waking me up, letting me wake up this morning. It's being grateful throughout the day is especially important, even in business. Thank God I had this sale. Hey, look, I tried to do this one, but I got this one.
Yeah.
The negative people say, oh, I only bought this cheap one and not this one. No, I only made this much money. No, you got to be grateful for what you got. It's extremely important. So gratefulness and that positive thought process. It's going to be good. I'm going to make money. I'm going to have a good day. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to have record-breaking sales. My employees are going to act the way I want them to act, and they're going to be grateful and happy with all my customers. My customers are going to be good today. You just put that positive energy out there. I'm talking to you, and I already feel my energy like shifting and changing.
Yeah.
As you're saying these words.
Yes.
And when you talk to other people and they get negative, if there's someone that you cannot get out of your life, you got to turn them into a positive. Say, hey, bro, it's going to be okay. It's going to be good. You're going to do good. And you almost force that positivity onto them. I've had friends, in my life that were negative. And till to this day, you sit there and try to tell them, it's going to be okay. But that negative thought process just keeps the person down. It keeps you squished. Like you got to open this vessel of positivity where everything just starts happening. My wife, my inspiration for positivity, because she really right now, after 20 years of being a homemaker, for about 6 months she lost herself. She was like, I don't know what I want to do. I'm just a mom. I'm just mom.
How long ago was this?
This is 6 months ago. She started with this, like, she couldn't find herself. She was just mom. She's like, I'm not Becca anymore. I'm not this esthetician I used to be. I don't have my life. I'm like, well, she got herself a life coach, which taught her, it reminded her that positive thinking, positive, reinforcements and saying things and calling out to her angels for help, and getting a little bit spiritual with this positivity brought her to a place where everything just started to happen. This Sunday, we're going to Spain, bringing a line of esthetician creams and stuff. They're only in 2 places. One in Houston at I think it's the Waldorf Astoria or something like that, and in Mexico City at the Four Seasons. We're bringing this line from Mexico for her, and it's more expensive than any other line.
Yeah.
But it's like the cleanest, the most amazing line, and we're going to Spain for a week to go, and she's going to, 3 days of training on this product and get product knowledge, and we're going to go have fun for 3 more days, while we're there.
Yeah.
But it all came from positivity. We went to go buy a bed in LA in Beverly Hills, one of those the esthetician beds.
Yeah.
We're like, how are we going to bring it back? My wife's like, don't worry, it'll happen. So me and my wife drive up to LA to Beverly Hills to this lady's place, brand new bed, beautiful bed, $2,000 bed. We buy it for like $500. She basically gifts it to us. We're done with the transaction, right? And I'm like thinking, oh my God, like how am I going to put this in the van? It's a heavy, if you imagine a esthetician bed, electrical. So it has a base, it has, it's heavy. I'm like, me and my wife aren't going to get this in the car. I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? She goes, it'll happen. Don't worry. I'm like, okay. We're about to leave. I gave the lady $500 and a guy walks in. Senora, I'm done for the day. How can I help you? Before I leave, I'm turning around to this guy like, are you serious? Like, where'd you come from, you angel? Like, seriously, this guy came in. It was a helper for this lady that was working there, helped us put the bed in the car. Like, he came out of nowhere in the middle of Beverly Hills. You got to understand, there's a spa in Beverly Hills we're buying a bed from, where this guy just come out of nowhere, with all these ladies working there.
Yeah.
To help me.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Positive thoughts, positive actions to other people with the right mindset will create amazing situations in life. I mean, it's like miraculous.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It really is, because we've
the word of the day, weird.
The word of the day. Dude, you're so right. And now, what's your daily practice every morning? Do you give gratitude every morning, every night? Do you have a practice that you do with meditation and everything?
I don't.
No, huh?
No, but I'm in that constant state of, my wife has to remind me sometimes. I'm not all that. I'm not all like I'm preaching here.
Right.
But
sounds good.
I'm not the one who in the morning wakes up and journals, and I've tried all that stuff, and it works. Every time I do it, it works. But I do sit there and reflect for a moment. I do take a moment and like, okay, this is going to be a good day. It's going to be all right. Everything's going to work out fine. Because my wife reminds me of that, every single day. And when I'm leaving, I'm giving her the kiss goodbye. She goes, have a great day, with a smile on her face.
Yeah.
That makes the world of a difference. It's not just have a good one or see you later at dinner. It's have a great day. Smile.
It's funny. Every single morning, no matter what we're going through, if everything's fantastic, or if she knows that I'm in grind mode, which is the retail grind mode of having faith that somebody will come in, having faith that the cash flow is going to somehow be there miraculously by next week. Every single morning, Rachel, my wife, every single morning for the last 18 years, when I'm going off to the shop to make it happen, she goes, "Okay, love you. Have a prosperous day." She says, "Have a prosperous day." Smiles, gives me a kiss, tells me she loves me, and off I go every day, every single day. And sometimes I'm like, "Argh."
Yeah, but that whatever. Prosperous thing goes right into the
have a prosperous day. Yeah. Have a prosperous day. Last thing on the way out of the door every day. Have a prosperous day. Even if we've had a little tiff in the morning, or the night before or something, there's a little something going on. She'll still and there's been times where she doesn't say it. I'll come back in, open the door. Have a prosperous day. I'm like even if we've had a tiff.
Hey, we're going out for the hunt every day, right? If you don't come back with something to eat, it's not going to be a good night.
Yeah, right.
It's not going to be a good week. It's not going to be a good month. So the pressure's on us constantly.
Constantly.
And whoever the breadwinner is, or if both parties are the breadwinner, the pressure is on to make money succeed, right?
Yeah.
To get from cash from one place into your pocket, to be able to feed your family, your community, and your people, right?
That's right. Yep.
It's not an easy task.
No.
You wake up in the morning sometimes like, I don't want to do this.
It's like, oh, man.
And you know what? Some days I don't. I just don't do it.
Well, think
and
about
it's okay for that one day not to do it.
Yeah.
and you have to take that break. And we have to take breaks once in a while. But when you're out there, you're hustling, your mind's going 100 miles an hour. And you can't really even think of, kumbaya, this is going to be a wonderful day.
Yeah.
I'm going to have prosperous day. I'm going to make a lot of money. You can't think of those thoughts when you're in the grind.
Right.
So you have to take that time beforehand and put it into your mindset.
Set the mindset.
Yeah.
Set it straight to start the day.
Yeah. Do you do that meditation? And
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
We're grinders,
but I know it's like I'm trying.
But it works when you do it,
I've
doesn't it?
tried.
Yeah.
And I know that's no excuse. Yeah, because I'm always like this, going. It's like, I don't have time to this.
My kids laugh at me because there's one thing I do once in a while if I'm in a really bad mood. And I've been doing this for a long time. And I just saw it on TikTok from some other lady teaching people how to do this. But this is something I've done for years when I'm in like in a really, really bad mood. Like I'm just like, I can't get out of this funk.
Yeah.
I'll get in front of that mirror and say, ha. And then twice, ha, ha. And then 3 times, ha, ha, ha. And then 4 times, ha, 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 ha. And then 5 times, ha, 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 ha. And then 6 times, ha, 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 ha. Until the point I'm sitting there laughing at myself like an idiot.
Are you serious?
And I get in this happy, funny mood. And I'll just sit there and like laugh at myself. And I'm like, okay, it's time to have a funny day. Let's go. And just make it positive because when you walk out sometimes that door and you're in a bad mood, you can't create that positive energy.
Yeah.
So you got to put yourself in that positive energy. So sometimes you got to sit there and like, ha, 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 ha. You can't like not laugh. It changes your mindset. See, I got you laughing already. You know what I mean? And
picturing you do that
in front of a mirror, it's hilarious. And my kids are like walking, like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get in a good mood."
Yeah, because there's some mornings, man. You're like, you got to deal with this. You got to deal with the customers complaining. You got to deal with the return. You got to deal with that. Deal with this agency, that agency, and you're like, ugh.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. You have to do it. There's nothing you can do about it. You got to get in the fire, in the trenches. I can't just say, you know what? I'm not going to do that.
You can't. Yeah,
I'm not going to deal with this customer, this client, this state agency, the franchise tax board. I'm not going to deal with any of that.
Yeah,
it's not how it works.
It's never been that way. That's why we're lions. I mean, that's why we have to sit there, and that's why you're the real deal because you have to do it.
You just have
you're
to
not
do
the
it.
fake deal.
That's right.
You're the real deal. You sell real stuff,
Yeah.
And you have to deal with customers that complain or they want to return something. You're just like, we just did this custom thing for you, and now you can't return it. It's already been done. You know, like I make jewelry.
Yeah.
In the pawn shop itself, we make things, we fabricate things. I got 2 jewelers. We manufacture anything you can even imagine. You bring me an idea, I can create something for you because we got 2 spectacular jewelers, and sometimes you make things exactly to proportion. Everything's perfect. And a month later, like, I'm not really liking this piece. I'm like, excuse me. This is a non-refundable custom order that you loved when you picked it up. They just got sick of it. And they want to be able to see, and test you, see if you can get their money back to be able to buy something else. And it happens.
Tell me about that right there. Let's talk about this now that you brought that up. Because I just had somebody after like an entire year. Well, I'm just not in love with the bed. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say that 90 days in?
Yeah.
Remember I said when the economy starts going to crap?
Of course.
People just start all of a sudden making stuff up?
Yeah.
It happens.
It does happen. It does. In every single industry, it happens.
And I'm realizing this person, literally, all it is they need money.
Yeah.
And they want to somehow see if they can get some money back from this.
Well, imagine this. You're at home and you have a Ferrari sitting in your driveway and you need money. What are you going to look at first?
A Ferrari.
There you go. You sell Ferrari beds. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, how can I get out of this situation now? Or how can I cash in on this thing? But you can't cash in on a bed. That's where you sleep. That's where your posture is the most important. That's where you need all the nights to relax in.
Yeah.
That's not what you're supposed to look at.
It's
but
right.
People do. People do.
And so with the custom jewelry that happen, how often does that happen?
Yeah, it happens once in a while, and we just try to buy it back, because I could always resell jewelry, unless it has their name on it, or something so specific.
So
that
you
I can't
realize
really...
they either just got sick of it, right?
Yeah. People with jewelry, it's weird. It's a love-hate relationship. You love some pieces, but then some other pieces you've purchased and you're not so in love with anymore.
Yeah.
So you want to buy something else. So you look at the old piece to get, sell it, change it, redo it. And that's what we do. We have a lot of people that come in with their old jewelry. Like, hey, what can we do with these things?
Yeah.
Well, let's melt the gold, take the diamonds out, take the rubies out, take the emeralds out. Let's make something brand new for you out of it, So you reposition everything. You make something different for them. That happens a lot. Although we're a pawn shop, and that's my main business, I love to create jewelry.
Yeah.
Like all my friends, a lot of my community will call me up for engagement rings. Engagement rings and anniversary presents. And that's when I get all my joy. I remember selling something positive. Like you're selling something positive.
Yeah.
You're selling a good night's sleep,
Yes.
good posture, your back aches go
Yeah.
away.
Rest.
Yeah. It's huge.
It's huge.
It's something positive.
It's life-changing.
In pawn, it's a negative industry. It's hardship. It's struggle. It's suffering. It's in the hole. It's I owe money to this person. Government checks. It's paycheck to paycheck. Really struggle that we don't see, that you and me don't see.
Right.
Literally people that they have $500 in their bank account, and they have to pay for medical expenses for their kids, put food on the table. Those kinds of struggles that are real. Good people, hardworking people, but the struggle is real,
Yeah.
When I just got off on a tangent.
No, this is good.
And I forgot what I was going to say.
About people that the struggle's real and that the industry's a negative industry.
Oh yeah, the industry is it's negative. While we feel we're helping people, that's the positivity
Correct.
in it.
Yeah, yeah.
We're lending them, getting them out of the situation without hardship. It doesn't affect their credit and all that stuff. But we do this in a positive, note. It's still negative. So when I do make those pieces of jewelry that's for something positive or happy occasions, I love it. That's my passion. When you came in, I was like, I got another bracelet for you that looks like your chain.
I know.
It's happiness.
Yeah.
People are buying jewelry. It's happiness. So that's my love, and that's my passion.
And so let me ask you that. I'm so glad that this came up actually, because you're a cause-oriented guy.
Yeah.
Like you are all about helping others. This is what I've gotten to know about you in the very short period of time and in the only few interactions. You're a genuinely great guy that loves helping people. You want to do good in this world. That's clear.
course.
That's very clear.
Thank you.
So going back to what you said, which I'm glad you brought that up, because you're right. Having to deal with that every single day of this, and I guess we have to call it negativity.
Correct.
But it's kind of a negative situation that this person is struggling. It is, and you're having to give money. Like, what keeps you going? That knowing that you're at least helping them out.
Yeah, 100%. We've helped people without even money, without even having something. I have a little, if I should say this publicly, but we have a little secret stash of money that's for people that don't have enough to cover what their needs are. So it's like I don't want to call it a charity box, because we help people with that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the stash of money that sits there, and if someone comes in there, and my employees can read people, this lady does not have enough to cover this medical expense. She's only got enough for $50 or $100 of, money, and she needs an extra $50, $60. We just give it to them. It's just done, because that's the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to help other people,
Yeah.
The pawn industry is a beautiful industry because it's a means to get out of a situation while it's still positive. So you're borrowing money against something you've already earned. So you're borrowing money against something that you've already bought with your hard-earned money, right?
Yeah.
And you're borrowing against it. So if you don't take it out, you just lost that item. It doesn't affect you any other way except for you just traded that item for money.
Right.
This gets people out of situations. I've had people come in, I was about to lose my house. I was about to lose my apartment. I was about to get kicked out. And your loan helped me from there. You could see that from our Google reviews. Some people write stories in there.
Yeah.
They actually were helped without huge recourse, without paying tons of money on interest, because we're a low interest state. California is one of the lowest interest states, 3% plus a couple of fees.
Yeah.
So that's the positivity in that.
Yeah.
You're helping people out,
Right.
just like you said.
And so let me ask you this: when you take their item, what happens? Did the item just sit there? At what point do you sell it?
I'll explain to you the whole loan process.
Yeah, give it to me.
So if it's a piece of jewelry, we'll put it inside of an envelope, we seal it, and they sign it so they know it's not tampered with, right?
Okay.
If it's a piece of electronic, we wrap it up and also have them sign it to make sure that they know that it's well taken care of. A loan is a pawn is a loan for 4 months, normally 5 months or 6 months. So we at Cashco have 3 different choices, right? You could do a 4-month loan, 5-month loan, 6-month loan. The longer it is,
More interest.
Yeah, but it's like a 0.5% difference.
Okay.
It's like nothing. Let's say in 6 months, 6 months. If you borrow $100, it's going to cost you about $130, $135, I think it is,
Yep.
to get that merchandise out. So you're thinking $5, $6 a month, basically, is what it's costing you to do this loan.
Right.
Right. The item is secured either in the vault. We have a huge vault, or in the safes, or upstairs. It is not in public. No one knows that you did this loan. Your name is not anywhere on it, except for my employees can see it. Obviously, it's inside the loan. If you don't come back in 6 months for your item, you lose the item, right? It's a hard process to lose your item because we call you. We don't want you to lose your stuff. We don't want you to lose your stuff. We don't want you to lose your stuff. 90% of my customers come back for their stuff.
Got it.
90% of customers in loan don't lose their stuff. It's the 10% that lose it. We also buy jewelry. So we buy goods too. You don't have to get a loan on it if you don't want it. You just sell it and get more money and you're done.
Yeah.
At the end of the 6 months, you have 2 options. You can either let it go. Well, 3 options. You can let it go, lose it. You don't want it anymore. You got the money. You're fine. You can take it out, pay the principal of the loan amount plus interest, or you can pay just the interest and roll it over again for another 6 months. Let's say you still need the money. You don't have the money. You don't lose it. You just pay the interest.
And then you pay more
$35,
interest.
whatever it is, and it rolls it over for another 6 more months.
And so it's fascinating that this whole thing, because then you're just holding on to a lot of items. You've got a lot of cash out on the street, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah.
A lot. It's crazy to me, like that, how that all works. Now, how many employees do you have over there?
Well, between my 2 businesses, because I have a gemological laboratory inside my business, we're about 29 currently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Going on to 30, 31. We're probably hiring 2 more people this month.
It could, because you said that recently we're at another uptick for you.
Oh, yeah.
Like
The last 6 months have been just going crazy, and I can't have. I'm not the pawn shop that has one customer, one employee working while there's 20 people in line. You know, like the banks sometimes do. I can't have that. I can't see people waiting, for money and begging because they need the money. I need to see them in and out. They're all fast customer service, and they leave happy. 15, 20 minutes. Half an hour at the most should be inside of a pawn shop,
Yeah.
So not 30 minutes waiting to get money. So I have 6 cashier stations. And usually at least 4 or 5 of them are full of employees. So we have too many employees.
Yeah, you have a lot.
But I don't mind, because you're going to get the customer service you deserve.
And so talk to me about right now what's happening with our economy. Give me what you're thinking here. What's your prediction of what's happening, what's going to happen? I know you said we just got
I think gold's going to go crazy. I think silver's going to go crazy because of everything that everyone's talking about, whether it's World War, everyone's fear-mongering, like all that stuff is causing the craziness or the weird. That we talked about. In pawn, because people are holding on to their money because they're scared, there isn't flow of cash moving around so quickly as normally it would.
Right.
So pawns are going crazy. We're writing a lot of loans. I mean, double, 35% more every month than the prior months. So it's just boom, boom, boom,
so
more and more.
So you're steadily increasing every single month, right?
Oh yeah. My loan balance has gone up, let's just say about $1 million in a year, and growing.
Now, how do you?
That's not where it started. It didn't start from zero. No,
Right.
It was already high, but
Yeah.
it's another $1 million on top of that. So I'm calling my investors and banks, hey guys, I need some more money because this is kind of going crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, how do you? There's a lot of risk involved there for you. Like, this is a business of high risk because if you got so much money out there, you're holding on to an item. Obviously, you can sell that item.
But items aren't selling as fast right now either.
Correct.
I have too much inventory. I mean, what do you need? Laptops, musical instruments, jewelry,
Shoes,
clothing, shoes, purses, art. What do you want? I have it right now, and I'm ready to let it go. Like, whatever you make me an offer, let's go. Let's make a deal, because the things aren't moving. We can't sell it as quickly as as it was before.
And ladies and gentlemen, you just heard it. There's the pitch. Cashco Pawn is giving it all away. I love your shop, dude.
It's crazy,
dude.
Crazy. I love it.
He's got killer sneakers. He's got the Gucci's. He's got everything, and he's got red bottoms for the ladies. He's got every purse you can imagine. And some are slightly loved, and some are brand new. Right? Pre-loved.
Yeah,
that's it right there.
Well, I do have a brand. It's called Relove Me. It's RELUVME.com. So we put the higher end goods on there. So if you want to just jump on there and just take a peek at what I got,
Relove Me. So spell it again.
RELUVME.
Reloveme.com.
Yeah.
That's right. I think I remember being on that site.
Yep. A lot of my friends jump on this. Hey, do you still have this purse inside there? I'm like, let me check.
And so
you can buy it right off it.
Where are we going with this economy right now? What's going on here? What's going to happen? Do you have any predictions? Is this going to get?
I think it's going to get
worse
crazier
before it gets better.
I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, unless the Feds do something where they drop the interest rates and people start buying homes and kind of fix it, which they probably will do because of the elections, as the rumors are. I think the gold's still going to keep on spiking up for a while.
Yeah, what's going on with gold? What do you mean by that? Like, you think people are just because
gold was dropping? It was down to like 1,600 an ounce just a month or two ago, and now it's back at 1,700 an ounce. So it's a $100 spike. I mean, it's kind of ticking up again, I think, because of all the fear, because of the stock market situation.
Yeah.
Because of people just don't know where to put their money.
And then the gold, like, what's the best way to buy gold?
Give me a call.
Yeah, like you're
I
an
sell
actual gold
coins.
broker?
I have, yeah. We sell bullion dealers. We sell gold coins, gold bars. Just melted gold, any form of gold you'd like, silver as well. If you watch the Fox News segment, I've literally brought out a 65-pound, 1,000-ounce silver bar. It was the size of a house brick. Those big cylinder bricks. It was heavy. You like that for like dumbbells or something.
Yeah,
I got 2 of those things.
That's right.
But it's anything you need with that. I have customers that buy. I have one particular customer that buys 1 or 2 bars a month. He buys a 10-ounce bar.
No kidding.
10-ounce bars are about $17,000 each. But he just buys one and puts it away.
No way.
Because he just believes in it.
And so you sell it at what the actual gold value is right now,
plus a premium. There's always a little bit. Yeah, I buy it at a premium. I tack on maybe 3% on top of that. That's about it. So you can't make too much money off of bullion.
Yeah.
So. We buy and we sell bullion all the time. Whatever your needs are. If you want to invest a 1-ounce bar, which is about $1,700 right now, I think the premium is on a 1-ounce bar, like a Swiss bar or a Pamp bar, about $75 to $100 above gold value. So
got it.
Those are the serialized, sealed bars.
The actual bars.
Yeah.
What's the size of these bars?
The 1-ouncer,
tiny,
maybe inch by inch and a half. And
what are the big ones? Is that the one?
Kilos.
The guy?
Yeah, $1.7 million.
Are you freaking
for the
kidding
big
me?
Kilo bars? Yeah.
So this big right here. What's the length of that?
Well, if you think of about 7 inches, I think it's about this big.
Yeah.
Those big, thick, fat ones are $1.7 million each. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Do you have any of those?
No. I've had my in my hand. I've had more than
and they're super
that big,
heavy,
but dense like you can't imagine. But I've had the 100-ounce ones in my hand. I think it's like 170,000 or 180,000. Just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's such a small little thing, but it has so much weight to it. I guess that's one of those things about gold that's just so crazy.
It's nuts.
a lot of energy in gold.
Wow.
Positive energy. That's why the wealthy would always wear it, and that's why kings would always have so much of it. It's an energetic stone. I mean, it's an energetic metal.
Yeah.
It conducts electricity. We use it in computer chips and all that stuff. So that's why people want it.
Yeah.
So that's why people have it. It's like I
mean,
guess.
back in the day, that was the currency was gold,
Correct.
right?
I think we're going to go back to that someday.
You think so?
I would imagine so. Yeah, you can't have currency with nothing.
Okay, go back to the wife. You said after 20 years, she's getting back to it.
Well, she's an esthetician.
Right. So
And-
give me the whole thing of when she started. And
Yeah.
I want this to be a quick topic. I want to touch on it because my wife has been just a mom and a housewife for now 15, 14 years-ish, give or take. Because Rachel built Real Deal with me in the trenches for the first 10 years,
Of course.
give or take. We did the first 7 days a week together. 7 days a week for the first 5 years. I'm
course.
talking 8 a.m. till 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Then for the next 5 years, we went to 6 days a week. No, we actually made it 10 years at 7 days a week. But we worked together for 5. Anyway, my point is, she made it with me for the first 10 years of the foundation of this company. Rachel, by my side. Nobody really knows that or realizes that. So for the last 10 years, give or take, she's been, since Jacqueline was born, the day Jacqueline was born, 11 years ago, almost 12.
Yeah.
That's when it is. So for somebody like that who's a go-getter, Rachel is a beast. She's go, go, go. She's never stopped. She's always striving, always wants to master everything, always the best at everything. Like your wife, what happened? She got to her like, was it identity thing? What was it?
Well, she was an esthetician in the beginning, and
Yeah.
she'd have a job and everything until the kids came. Then she became mom.
Right.
You know, the hardest job
Absolutely.
in the world.
That's why I want to talk about this.
This is
for the wives watching.
it's not the only. I mean, it's like when someone says, "I'm just a housewife,"
Yeah.
or "I'm just a mom." Oh no, the ladies in our lives are the supreme beings, I would say,
Yeah.
that can withstand and go through anything in life. Because not just without them, we couldn't be who we are, but without them, our kids couldn't be who they are.
Right.
So their job is even more important than ours, I would say.
Absolutely.
So after you are not needed as a mom physically, making the lunches, making the breakfast, making the this, and being there for every single moment, you kind of get lost. So my youngest is 12, and she is still needing mom. So that's why she's created her own business, which creates her own time.
yeah.
You know?
Right.
She couldn't be an employee. For the last 2 years, she wanted to go to work, but she couldn't be an employee because she can't take the vacations we take. She can't be off school when my daughter's off school. So she created her own business. It's called, I want to say Formosa Clinic. Formosa Clinic. It's going to be in Sereno Valley. And with this beautiful line of product from Spain, it's the next level stuff. And that's why she's a very like a clean, organic kind of a person. So she wanted to bring the best of the best to the she couldn't put creams that would damage your skin
Right.
or ruin you.
Yes.
So it was just the opposite. It wasn't about money. It was about healing. And her thing is she wants to heal all these teenagers and that have acne problems.
Yeah.
Instead of them going to a doctor and getting all these shots and other
Right.
chemicals done. So for her, she was lost. She was like, okay, I'm just a mom. I'm like, you're not just a mom. You are an amazing person, what you've done. But she wanted to become her person again. So that's why she went into business on her own. She literally formed an LLC, got the place, signed the lease, which is a big commitment.
Yeah.
Bought the products, bought the bed, the esthetician stuff, and she's going to be opening in the next 30 days.
Really?
Which the good thing is,
Perfect timing for this podcast, bro.
yeah,
Seriously. Yes.
very cool.
She will get business from this 100%.
Well, you guys can call me. I can. In 30 days from now, Formosa Clinic will be open in Sereno Valley.
Love it.
And I'll let you know. when that happens.
And give me all the stuff that she does. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah,
off.
she does. I guess for the ladies, she does waxing. She does facials.
Ooh. Can men get facials through there too?
Men definitely can get
Oh,
facials.
beautiful.
Yeah. So that's one. It's major. It keeps you young.
Yeah.
That's the big thing for her right now, and she's so excited. I see her glow now. Like she's so excited to do something now for herself.
Yeah.
And because it's her own business, she can put the times in that she needs still for the kids because that's her main purpose. Like she even told me like I don't want to let them just be taken care of by somebody else while I
Right.
go do
Yeah.
this. So I still want to take care of them. So she could still do it on off hours. So she's good with it.
And so let's talk further about this. We got to honor our wives here. We're taking this moment to do it because how important is it for us as what we do as entrepreneurs with all the financial stress on our shoulders every day? Could we do it without what they're doing?
No.
If they didn't do what they did.
Look, you could if you didn't have a wife and kids. If you didn't have a family, I'm sure you could handle it. But if you have a wife, if you have kids especially, there is no way you can be as successful as you are without them.
No way.
I don't think so.
Absolutely.
Some
No,
people
I'm
say,
agreeing.
"Oh no, the wife holds me down." You're with the wrong woman, because the right woman will only push you up and forward,
Yep.
no matter what happens. So
100%, bro. And I tell that to my wife all the time. I'm like, baby, if you don't do what you do every day, which is 1,000,000 times more than what I do every day,
yeah, that's for sure.
like way more.
I've tried it. When she has to go somewhere for a couple of days with the kids, you're like going crazy as a guy. Like how do you handle this? Cooking, cleaning, getting them all the attention,
Getting
all
them
the
ready,
energy.
homework, getting them here to there, because we do the same thing, dude. After school, we got dance, we've got taekwondo, we've got football.
Yep.
She's got four, like in the front of the foray of the house. There's 5 different bags. One for you got the football bag, you got the taekwondo bag, you got and the back of her car is like
I get it.
everything.
My mom was the same way. My wife was the same way. It just happens. And they do it. They are the rock stars
They are the rock stars. They're our rock.
of our family. Exactly.
The women are literally, like you said, they're the toughest of the family without question.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're little softies, man. When it comes to
We work a day and we come back. We're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And they're like, I've seen it done.
yeah,
I've seen it done.
yeah, like it was so hard today, and here she is. She just went 12 hours.
I got home yesterday and then we were like tired. We're like exhausted. We get on the couch. I'm about to sit down, like, I don't want to say complain, but like, ooh and ah. And I had her feet next to me. And I just started giving her a foot massage. And she almost fell asleep. She was that exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like that's a lot.
Yeah,
Now, from a foot massage, you're like, seriously, you're almost out. That's all she needed was just that touch on her feet, because she was on her feet all day long, running back and forth, taking care of things and cooking. It was just like, she goes, you don't know what you did. I go, what I do? He goes, that's all I needed.
Yeah.
All I needed was your energy, your touch, your little bit of massage at the bottom of my feet. This made me relax. And we have to remember that sometimes.
We do.
Because we come home, we're tired, we're hungry, we're angry.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
want to come on, feed me. They're like,
Yeah.
we got to take care of you too? Yeah. They do take care of us. The food is there.
Man.
But our expectations have to lower just a little bit and bring them up
Oh,
and make them feel really good.
well, I mean, it's just they have to bring it up all the time. Meaning, baby, what you do. If you don't do what you do, I can't do what I do. I can't function.
Yeah.
Because if I think that she's like in any way, shape, if things like I always know every day without a shadow of a doubt that everything is getting done.
Yeah.
The kids are going. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to think about it. Like the school, and because today we've got like there's an early day one week, there's a late start one day. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
The schedule. Of these
Has
kids.
this ever happened to you? I got to ask you a question
Yeah,
where you get in a fight with your wife and things aren't going 100%. I mean, not to the point of divorce. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, it's just not good at that moment.
Yeah.
You're at 70% love level,
Yeah.
And you're not at that 100%. And everything's kind of going not as you would like it to. You're kind of angry at her. She's angry at you. How does that affect your day?
I can't function.
I told my wife this. I can't work.
I literally can't function.
And she goes, well, you're your own person. You can't depend on me for you to be happy. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, you are my happiness. Like, if you're not happy, my kids aren't happy. I'm not happy. It's not fun. It's not working.
Right.
There's no reason. Shut the shop down. I'm done for the day. Does that happen to you too?
Yeah, 100%. Like I have to call her, even if it takes me having to lower everything, my pride, even if I think she was wrong in this argument, that she was out of
the only one.
Right. If she was out of line, I don't, because I have to squash it. For me to move forward and actually think and concentrate at work, I have to squash it. So I'll call like, baby, I'm sorry.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I'm sorry. Because if she's upset at all with me, I literally can't function. I can't do anything. Right? At all. All right. So,
Amazing.
all right. Yeah. So, yeah, dude, like, and I tell her that, baby, I can't move on like this. And it's only been like a couple hours, like maybe from the night before.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very rare that anything goes further than like 12 hours with us.
Yeah.
It's squashed really, really quickly, usually within 12 hours. We try to get it done within a couple hours because I'll try to bring it back. Because even after like one little tiff, I can't function on anything. I can't.
So weird. I'm the same way.
I can't.
I don't know if it's depending on her.
I can't do anything if I know she's upset.
Yeah.
She's not happy.
I know.
You know what I mean? All right. So let's give me some final words here of Moris, going back along your journey here, right? Things that have guided you along the way, some lessons that you've learned. I love the story about when you said your dad. What did your dad, what did your dad and your mom, like watching them operate, how did that affect you for the rest of your life? Right? The way that you operate as a man, all your core values, the way you help others. Talk to me, give some people some kind of pearls here of, how to go about life right now and how do you get into that positive mindset? And also I want you to talk about, because you talked about people in your life that were like, oh, some people are negative. Some people are always, oh, I'm this and that. What if you have people like that in your life that, aren't positive? And like, what do? Do you separate yourself from these people? And then we'll kind of I'll get you on a flow going with success principles on every day of how you move forward and how do you live an above average lifestyle? How do you have abundance in your life, abundance of love, wealth, whatever it is? Like, talk about the people first in your life. How important is it for who you surround yourself with?
Well, that's extremely important. I mean, your core people, that your best friends, the people that you associate with need to be positive. If they're constantly negative, you do have to push yourself away from them just a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially if they're like long-term friends, like long-time friends.
Right.
You don't want to let them go because you're your friends, but at the same time, you're going to start to hang around with people that are not negative. You want that positivity around you. I've had dinners with people, you just like, you laugh, it's like, it's such a different experience than listening to complainings, trying to solve their problems. It only brings you down. You want people to lift you up,
right?
At the same time, that positive energy needs to flow. When it comes to my parents, you want a pearl of wisdom. Keep your name clean. Your name in your community, in your friend, or in your circle of friends, in your circle of trust. My dad used to say, keep your mouth shut, because people come to you for advice. And if you go tell somebody else about what this guy said about it, it's over. You have to be that safe of trust, of positivity, and you have to help other people no matter what you do. So whatever industry you're in, if you're not helping people, you're in the wrong industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In one way or another, whether it's monetary, whether it's being there for them, whether it's giving them positive and the correct advice. What was the last thing? You have to be courageous.
Courageous.
It takes courage to be able to do what you do every single day. And if you lose your courage, you lose your drive. And you have to wake up in the morning and let yourself know it's okay to be afraid of today. It's okay. There's going to be a harder day than yesterday. If you know that something's kind of happening, but we're going to get through this. And so you have to have the courage every single day to move forward and break through those walls that are presented and put up in front of you, and keep that as positive as possible.
And then your children. Talk to me about your children. How important is our role as parents with our children? What's our job? Is what in this day and age with devices?
You can't. That's one of the things I'm trying to pull myself out of, my cell phone. That's one of the things. Yeah. So I guess it's leading by example. I guess is the biggest thing. You can't say one thing and do another. It just does not work. I've learned that. I've learned it the hard way. I mean, when it comes to cell phone, now it's like I can't get my kids out of the phone because I used to be on the phone all the time. So I'm trying. That's one of my things to get away from, to be more present with my kids. And now I'm having difficulties that they're older, to get them to pay attention to me now, because they're on their phones. So at an early age, if you got young kids, make sure you do not have a phone when you're with them. You do not on your phone unless it's an emergency or you got to take a call, you got to move away from them. But if you're in front of your kids and they're young, do not be on your phone. It's just one of those things that growing up ourselves, yourself and myself, your parents ever have phones in their hands?
No.
What do?
Never.
They talk to you.
Yeah.
They talk to you about life, love, experiences, stories. Tell them your stories. Once you start telling them your stories about your youth and what you grew up with, you'd be surprised at the level of their jaw to their floor. They're like, their mouth will start open, like, oh my God, you did this? You couldn't do that? You had to run? Like, you had to bike without an e-bike? You couldn't get a hold of your mom if you needed to at the emergency? Like, those kinds of things, what you did back then, are survival skills, are primal needs that our kids need, that parents nowadays need to give to their kids. So get off your phone. Don't be on it when you're with your kids.
I'll tell you what, man. It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
It really is.
You want to disconnect. You want to not deal with their problems because you already have enough problems in your head. You want to disconnect from the whole day you've been talking to people and selling people.
I'm just always literally either doing business, connecting someone, running something. I coach. I'm always putting up, you know what I mean? So I'm always having something to do on my phone, always.
Yeah.
Brand for the business, put up posts for the business.
Wonderful.
Inspirational stuff. So it's hard, man, around the kids to not do it.
Then give them the time. I'm not
crazy.
I'm the same way because I'm always selling something. Someone always want to buy something.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen for 3 hours that you see them that you can't do 3 hours later?
It's so true.
Like, if you don't post that post up, if you don't, answer that call for those 3, I mean, how much time do you have with your kids?
Not much.
2 hours, maybe? Maybe 3?
Maybe.
Yeah, 1.5. Put the phone away. Go to sleep at 11 o'clock at night. Wake up at 5 in the morning. Doesn't matter. But those 2-3 hours, I'm preaching to my wife who's going to be listening to this podcast going, yep, you better be doing what you're saying because this is my difficulty too.
This is why I'm talking about it because I have a problem with it.
Yeah. So
this is therapy right now.
So this is Yom Kippur for me tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a deal. And when I say something like this, it has to happen.
Okay, here we go.
I'm not going to have my phone on when I come home for at least 2 hours. It's not going to be on.
This is every night?
Every night. 2 hours. If my kids are home, if my wife is home, even if my kids aren't home, to connect with my wife. Just 2 hours I'm going to give to my kids and my wife because sometimes that's all it takes.
Yep.
Dinner, helping with dinner, preparing dinner, being with the kids, talking to the kids.
Yep.
Just for 2 hours. Even if they're on their phone, I'm going to lie down next to them or sit next to them and just talk. And I'm going to make this promise right now. So 2 hours every day after work. And after that, at nighttime, if I'm in my bed, wherever I am, man, just, using the phone, I can still do it. But for 2 hours, I'm going to dedicate. And I'm saying that before Yom Kippur, before the...
Right now. You're hearing it right now in Real Deal Talk. Dude, I have anxiety thinking about this.
So do I, but it's okay. It's okay. I sat with my son the other night.
What if I promised for 1 hour for now, for me? If I start with 1, should I start there, my week?
Start with whatever you deem necessary for your kids. Because
That's true.
You do 1 hour...
Totally.
Once you do 1 hour...
Yeah.
If it lasts an hour and 15, what's going to happen? You're going to get, sorry, you're in the middle of a conversation with your kid. Sorry, your hour's up. You're going to walk away? No, you're going to keep on talking. You're going to keep on conversating. You keep on going through. It's not just how was your day. You have to tell them how your day was.
Yes.
Not ask them how their day was.
Right.
It's amazing. I was talking to my son the other day, and when I laid down next to him, and this is my 17-year-old, about to turn 18 years old.
Yeah.
And we're just talking. I'm like, so what's going on with your life, man? Oh, this and this. I'm like, okay, cool. How are the ladies? How's this? How are you acting? So I've got a predicament. I'm like, that was an hour-long conversation about life and girls.
Yeah.
And how you have to respect them and what your expectations are, what the girls' expectations are. It was an hour conversation because I didn't bring my phone to his room. And he was playing video games. You know how fast he put the video game off? Because I was actually interested in this conversation. It's amazing. It's amazing. Once you start giving them your stories of, oh, you know what? I had a girlfriend back in the day when this and this happened. I left the house. And they're like, what? Like, this is much more interesting than this stupid game. They put it down. They start talking to you. And it's amazing. And the younger you do this with your kids, I know your kids are young.
Yes.
Younger than mine. So the younger you do this, you're gonna find out some amazing stuff. You're going to learn. They're little humans. You're interested in what I'm talking about. They're little humans with little brains that have amazing stories.
They do.
But once you start telling your stories, they start telling their stories, and you really get to know them. And it's amazing. I know my wife is going to like, okay, I'm going to hold you to this. And yes, you can hold me to this because this is something I want to.
I'm committed to this too, bro.
Yeah.
I'm committed to this because as much as I connect with my kids, I feel like I do a really, really great job with that.
I know you do. I see vacation videos and stuff.
I'm not perfect. That's our Sunday fun day is the day with the kids. But in the evening, I got to get off the phone. I got to do it. Yeah. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this, I want all the listeners and watchers we're all going to commit together here. Every watcher, every listener that's listening right now. Yeah. Yom Kippur, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Yom Kippur.
Okay, we're holding Moris to it.
Yeah.
We're holding me to it. We're holding all the listeners to this. We're all gonna. If we have kids, if you're blessed with kids right now, every night we get home, when the kids are there.
Yes.
Okay.
Or even with the wife.
Or wife,
the wife is there by herself.
Husband by themselves. We're making a pact. Should we go for the 2? I'll go for the 2. 2 hours.
Do a pact what you can.
Let me go a minimum an hour.
Start with an hour.
Let me start with an hour. And then if it overflows into the next hour, hey.
It's okay. You're not going to want to get on your phone once you start connecting with them.
1 hour, guys. Let's all commit. So Morris is going for 2 right out the gate. I'm going to go for 1. Listeners, let's start with 1 where you literally put the phone away and connect with your children and or spouse.
Yeah. Yeah. We're missing that connection. Everyone's missing that connection.
And if you listen to this podcast 20 years ago, people are going, what is wrong with you? What? But now it's like people get it.
Yeah.
Because it's the number one thing. We're all doing something on the damn phone.
There's so much to do.
There is. It's endless.
It takes away your time. It takes away your life. And I realize this, and I'm saying this, I'm feeling it. And
I have anxiety thinking about this.
Me too. I do.
Like, okay, I'm not going to be able to answer this person or the football team or this, that, and the other.
You know, you told me when I came in here.
Yeah.
You know, I said, I'm going to put my phone on silent. He's like, it'd be better if you put on airplane mode.
I did.
I had an anxiety attack internally as you said that. I've got a business, 30 employees. I've got a wife and kids. And, then, you know, I'm not going to answer my phone on airplane mode. But you know how well I've been able to connect with you?
Yeah.
I've been able to talk to you?
Right.
Same thing.
This is a perfect example because if that thing is because you were going to put it, first thing he said, guys, is he said, I'm going to put my phone on vibration mode.
Yeah.
I said, you might want to put it on airplane mode because if he hears that thing, feels it, because you'll feel the table buzzing.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to look over at it.
Yeah.
Wonder if he's missing a business call. Wonder if he had an item that just got put in for a loan.
Yeah.
The wifey call, whatever, right?
Customers want stuff. Everything's happening.
You would have felt it buzzing.
The world is happening.
Or if it's lighting up, you'll look over to see it.
I get news stories coming up out of it. Everything.
So this is a perfect example right here.
How long has it been?
We're over an hour and a half.
You're kidding me?
No.
It's felt like 15 minutes.
No, we're over an hour and a half.
Wow.
I'm like,
so imagine if you could connect with your kids in this manner or with your wife. I mean, I felt like it was 15 minutes for me, and I had anxiety in the beginning of it.
You did. Yeah, I said when I said airplane, he's like,
and then I had a mini panic attack inside.
and then he did a voice memo to everybody. Hey guys, I'm going off the grid for about an hour. He said. And meanwhile, I'm like, that's gonna be longer than that. He's like, I'm gonna go off the grid. I'm gonna be on a podcast for about an hour. So I'll answer immediately when I get off the podcast. If there's anything you need, contact this person.
That's it.
You would have thought he was literally going into war. In a trench, like out in Iraq or something. You literally.
I'm MIA at this point right now. It's already been over an hour, so I'm already MIA. People are looking for me. You know, I got my wife on Life 360. I got my cousin's like, hey, has he been kidnapped? What's going on with this guy?
You are off the grid, bro. You
that's
are.
The way it is.
People are freaking out right now.
That's the way. That's what it feels like in your head.
It does.
And you know what? The funny thing is, when we do this at nighttime, no one's looking for you. You're looking for that out. The world is happening.
It's true.
You know, people are making funny jokes on TikTok. On Instagram is going crazy with people are on vacations and posting photos and all that. You're gonna miss it. It's major FOMO.
Yeah.
You're missing out on the whole world. What is the news? What if World War III just started?
Yeah.
We have no idea. All that stuff is kind of like doesn't let you connect.
Well, what it does is, it's like we're all physically sitting or standing here, but nobody's actually here mentally. we're all in this device.
Correct.
We're not present
Unless it's off.
unless it's completely off. Even as we're talking right now, even though we're bringing up the fact that this phone right here beside me is on airplane mode.
Yeah.
I have anxiety about it.
I do too, but
Is
there's
this
nothing you can
unbelievable?
do.
It's unbelievable.
It takes a couple of
So
minutes.
how long can we go and keep this on airplane mode, Morris?
Well, I got to get to work at some point.
Here we go.
I got to get to work at some point.
Let's not get crazy here.
I do have to leave early today too because Yom Kippur from at 3:00. So I get off early instead of at 6:00 at 3:00 today.
Here we go.
I got to get some things done.
That just doubles the anxiety of you being MIA.
Of course,
dude. When you turn that phone back on, what's going to happen?
Oh, it's going to go nuts. Are you kidding me? That thing is. It's probably going to have a meltdown. Like I don't think I've had on airplane mode since the last vacation I took.
which was when? Like
Summer. Greece, Turkey, and Italy. We went on 3 weeks hiatus.
Wow.
Gone.
Wow.
Out of the business. Out of everything.
You didn't airplane mode the whole time, though.
No, not the whole time.
No,
I couldn't.
God, no.
I couldn't. But I mean, it was upside
What's the
down
longest
the time.
you've had that on airplane mode?
The flight. 13 hours on the flight. Actually,
on an actual
I was
airplane.
actually, I lie. I was actually connected. I paid that extra dollars just to have the Wi-Fi connections, just so I could see everything at the same time. Yeah, but I'm going airplane mode every day after work when I get home.
So
2 hours.
All right. So hold on. You're telling me that you're actually going to put it on airplane mode?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to put it on airplane mode?
Yeah, of course.
This is serious business.
How else can you do this?
If you put it in another room.
If you put it in the other room, you're going to hear that. You're going to go running back to the room. Or you're going to go, I got to go to the bathroom for a second. You're going to go check your phone. No.
Yeah. Oh, next thing you know, you're on TikTok.
People get used to it. You know what happens is when they can't reach you, they realize this is your time. And that's it.
Okay, I'm committed to this. I'm going to start tonight.
And let people know. I mean, if this is something you're going to do, you have to let people know that you are not available from this time to this time. If there is an emergency, call my wife or my house phone.
Yeah.
We still have house phones, some of us. I don't think I have
We
one.
do?
I don't think I have one.
I don't.
Oh, my God.
I have a number, but I've never even hooked a phone up to it.
Same here.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize
Isn't
that.
that crazy? Yeah.
I'm going to go buy a phone.
No, because then it can ring.
Well, if in case of emergency,
Listen, at 8, 9 p.m. at night, what? There's no emergency. They'll find you'll find your wife.
Exactly. Just call my wife. I mean, that's what happens.
We're making excuses.
We have
Well,
I have
cases
3
are-
kids, and they all have cell phones. There's an emergency, they're going to call one of them.
Yeah.
They're going to call the wife, my son, my other son, my daughter. Someone's going to get a phone call, right? And it's between, what time do you get off work?
I get home by about probably 7-ish, 7, 8.
Okay, your kids are in bed before 9.
No, they're not.
They're not? Okay,
No.
so you have 2 hours.
I've got a good 2 hours.
Okay. So that
I've got
time,
a solid 2 hours every night.
Yeah. So you can put, I don't know if you can put your phone on airplane mode. I'm not going to give you so much anxiety, but I'm going to. I'm going to try that and see what happens.
So, listeners, watchers, who's with us? And I want you to comment and DM us and let us know that you listen to this. Dude, this is one of the best endings of any podcast that I've done because people can really identify with this.
Well, you got to commit.
Who's in on this? Comment, DM me, text me. I want to hear that you heard this.
But don't text me between the hours of
7
and 9.
Just don't.
Because you're not going to get a response till 10 o'clock at night.
That's right, because we're going to be committed to this because you're not going to be able to get a hold of us. So DM, contact us, and let us know that you're in for this challenge. I'm gonna start with 1 hour.
That's perfectly okay.
And let it flow into hopefully 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm saying that because I want to go down to 1 hour now.
He's like
but I've already made my commitment, so it's done.
He's like, yeah. So you're pulling back already?
No.
Okay.
When I make a commitment, it's done.
So wifey's now is going to listen to this, and she's going to hold you. You're going to tell her that you said this in the interview. You are.
Of course, I have to.
All right, my man. I'll tell you what, dude.
It's the word.
Give me one last pearl. Let's leave everybody with a pearl from Morris. Give everybody one. Go back to when you were younger. What would you tell yourself? Your 48-year-old self tells your, let's say, 20-year-old, or we will go back further, 15, when you were really impressionable, didn't know what was going on. What would you tell yourself about life?
Be honest with yourself. Because if you sit there and tell somebody you're going to do something and then you don't do it, you bring negativity into yourself again. Your word is your bond. So if you say something, you don't do it, people stop trusting you, including your wife and your kids. So if you say you're going to do something, do it. I'm a procrastinator. I'll say things and I won't do it sometimes. That happens.
Yeah.
That's my fault, So you lose trust in people if you say you're going to do something. Like I say I'm going to go to the gym to my wife all the time. I'm not going to the gym right now, So it's one of those things that I would have loved to teach myself at that young age. If you're going to say something, do something. Because it also brings negativity onto yourself. Because even though that if you tell your friends, "Oh, I'm going to go and lift weights," and then if you don't do it, your friends are like, "Yeah, whatever." They stop believing in you. But the worst part is you stop believing in you, and that's the worst part of all. So if you can do something, if you're going to say something, do it for yourself as well as for the other people you're talking about.
And Morris, on that note, man, bottom line is if you're going to talk, and I say talk smack, you better back it up.
100%.
The same thing. You better back it up. Otherwise, you're just a talker. And there's nothing worse than somebody who's just a talker. What'd you do? Hit your head?
No, I spritzed water on my forehead like an idiot.
You still got anxiety with it because you looked at the phone. Because you looked at the phone.
It's on airplane mode. I don't look at it.
Well, because
but I'm seeing it
because it's dead silent.
But again, like you said, you have to back it up.
You got to back it up, and I'll tie this in with what you said about keep your family, you keep your name. What was it? Name. Keep
clean.
Clean.
Yeah.
What that means is your reputation of who you are as a person and your family name.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, especially if you're in business, somebody along the way that you knew 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago is going to come back into your life again in some capacity having to do with business. And if you screwed anybody over along the way, it's going to come back to you. How many people, Morris, in your career, 20 years, that you knew that something kind of went south, but you handled it in a very professional way, and they're now back in your life? Whether
it's there's not enough fingers on my.
Do you know what I'm
hand.
saying?
Of course.
I've had people come back into my life, and I thought to myself, "Oh my God, if I had reacted in a bad way and messed with this person at all, even though it wasn't good, this would have come back. I wouldn't be able to do business with this people because this person now is respected in that capacity in this industry."
How many of your friends have done it the opposite way, where they've screwed somebody over or they haven't handled it professionally, and then you see that same circle come around like, "Oh, if you would have done that back in the day, this same exact deal."
Because then your name, it's your reputation of who you are as a human being, and integrity is number one. Living life and doing business with integrity is number one most important thing, because let me tell you, they're going to come back around in your life again someday. It's going to happen.
100%.
100%. Morris, my man, appreciate you coming in, brother. And listen, we're in on this pact, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing 1 hour. You're doing 2.
Correct. Yep, I know you're laughing at me. I'm doing 2.
And it starts tonight.
Yep.
Okay. Airplane mode, ladies and gentlemen. DM us if you're in on this challenge. Yeah. And dude, I appreciate you coming in, brother. It's always been an honor.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Real deal
it's
talk.
Good to see you, anyways.
Yes, good to see you, bro. We don't see each other enough.
Life.
Real deal talk, ladies and gentlemen. That's a wrap. Morris Adato, Cash Co Pawn. Here we go. Let's go.
Thank you.
You got it.